Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I am Mujahid Hussain from All Solutions team. Today we are lucky we have Sister Mariam Rajabali in our program. The purpose is to inform our community about activities of Moeen Centre, which is handling people with disability in our community. Welcome, Sister Mariam Rajabali. Please tell us about Moeen Centre, when it was established, and what was the motive to establish this facility, Moeen Centre.
Thank you for having me first. I want to start by saying that Moeen Centre was established almost 20 years ago. It was started because our founder, Miss Alam, had lost her son in a tragic house fire. Her son was 18 at the time, and he had physical and mental disabilities, and he started a fire that unfortunately led to his tragic death. Luckily, Miss Kaysar Alam, she found the strength and the inspiration from this to start Moeen Centre. So she began by organizing a group of people, her friends, her family, to get together to raise awareness about people living with disabilities, young adults especially, as her son was one. And through time it grew, and in 2006 we were very lucky to have established a center in Scarborough.
What is about progress of your facility? What is number of people who are benefiting and using this facility?
So Moeen Centre primarily assists young adults living with disabilities. We have a day center program. So we have about 3 students who come in the morning and leave in the afternoon. It's a program where they learn life skills, they learn how to manage money, they learn basic hygiene, they learn how to eat, how to write their name, how to tell the weather, and simple things like that we take for granted. And then we also have added a fitness program for kids with disabilities, as well as a senior social program, and those 2 run once a week each.
You used the word for granted. So do you think the people of our community, which don't even know about Moeen Centre, if they visit your facility, they may get inspired, and do you say something about that?
Absolutely. I would openly encourage anyone who wants to learn more about this community who have special needs to please do visit our center. It's an open invitation. You will learn plenty just by coming in for an hour or 2 when you have a moment. You'll see how the things that we do take for granted, that you can't take them for granted when you have a special need. So I encourage you to do come to our center.
Any event or any person which impressed you, influenced you too much in your career with this center?
So I'm actually a board member, and as such I deal with a lot of the administrative things. But I think even with dealing with that aspect of it, what inspired me the most in how I deal with Moeen Centre is the founder herself. She has relentlessly worked for this center. It's incredible the amount of time and effort she puts in to making sure that the center is as supportive as it can be of not only the adults with disabilities and the kids with disabilities, but their families, because often these disabilities don't only affect that one individual, it's a family effect, and it also affects the community around them.
How big is your facility, Moeen Centre?
Our facility is fairly small. It's in a plaza in Scarborough, and it's on 1 floor. So at the moment, we serve those 3 students in there, and then the 10 seniors that come in on a weekly basis. As we expand, we hope that we will have the funding that we are looking actively for to support the growing community.
And do you think that with community sport, you can make it full-time living those people with disability?
We definitely want to get to a point where the students don't only come in the morning and leave in the afternoon. We want this to be a program where parents can leave their child and their young adult with us for the week, for the weekend, for a month, for a full year. We want to be able to get to that step. To get there, we need the resources, funding, and the expertise, and we've been soliciting that for many years, and we continue to do that, and we continue to ask our community to support and encourage their friends and family to learn about Moeen Centre and where we can go together from here.
Any weekly program you have for fitness and exercises in your with your center?
Yes, we do. So we've expanded our programming within the last couple of years, and now we've included a fitness program and a sports classes for children who have disabilities. So they get together on Thursday evenings for 2 hours with our instructors, and they have a good time, and parents get to meet each other while the kids are having fun, so that they also form that social circle and that support system within themselves. There's 12,000 young adults living with developmental disabilities in Ontario, and we need to get that support for them so that they can be fully participant in our society.
What about this stigma which you maybe notice in our community? Would you like to say anything about that?
There is a stigma in our community, in our Muslim community, as well as in the broader community. Discussing children and adults living with disabilities is not something that's normally discussed. It's something that we often hide from the broader community. We don't discuss it at the dinner table. We don't discuss it when we're having events, and we don't discuss it at any sort of official capacity in assuring that there's accessibility for people living with disabilities. So there is a stigma, and I encourage our community to learn more about them, to learn more about these people who live with these disabilities, because when you learn about what they can't do, you also realize that there's a lot that they can do for themselves and for us.
Any stigma you noticed about this extremism in Muslims and other communities? Do you are some sect based, or it's for all people?
Moeen Centre is for all people. We don't have any specific programming for Muslims. We don't have any specific programming for any faith-based, gender-based programming. We are very inclusive that way. It doesn't matter what race you are, what ethnicity you are, what gender you are, what religion you practice. If you have a need and we can support you, you're welcome to come.
And I think this is a very good model, Moeen Centre, for addressing this extremism environment. Thank you very much for your mentioning this type of non-sect-based activity. Would you like to say any word or any message to the community?
I think if there's one thing that I do want to tell our community is that learning about people living with disabilities in our community is very important. Our center is established to raise awareness, but also provide programming for them. And for us to be successful, we need to have a community behind us that supports the integration of people living with disabilities. And the first step to that is to learn more. So please do reach out to Moeen Centre if you do have any questions, and we'd be happy to help.
Thank you very much for coming, Sister Mariam Rajabali, and we will, time to time, we will be in touch and contacting you.
Thank you so much.